Ladies and gentlemen, what's the plural for eat shit? For this is a Fred Dane Productions podcast.
Eats shite.
Yeah, that
Shite?
Shite?
Shite mushroom? I guess.
Yeah. Yep. That's good. Cue the music.
Cueing.
I don't know what we're yelling about! We came, we saw, we kicked its ass!
Finished. Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Kind of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Who is this? What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Look, we're gonna have company! Loud noises!
Meh.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm a Kendall Richardson.
And I'm not fully a Catamachi, but I'm a Michael Lister.
Indeed. And you are now experiencing a podcast called Fred.
Yes, experiencing it for the mediums of two people who didn't go to Deutschland. Deutschland,
Yes, we
Deutschland.
we are now the 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad podcast.
The
yes.
Meatloaf. The Meatloaf podcast.
The full meatloaf.
Going full meatloaf. Ooh.
Yes. Yes, as we talked about at the end of last week, during last week, Fulya is going on holiday. She is on holiday. She is in Germany right now. Very cool. She's in Bremen, having an awesome time from what I know so far. Very exciting for her. Very happy for her. We miss her, as always. And due to time differences, she actually has no notes for us this week, which makes me sad, but that's okay. If I'd gotten my shit together earlier, maybe it would have been.
Let her enjoy her
Fulya
holidays.
notes. Yeah, exactly. It's fine.
I mean, she is editing,
totally
but
fine.
enjoy your holidays.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing
Yeah.
the edit. Don't worry.
No, Mike's doing the edit. Exactly.
I'm going to make it good
appreciate
this time.
It's going to be great. This time, yeah. It'll be good. But yes, we're here, and it's going to be a fun show still. Mike,
Yes.
let's kick it off. What have you been watching this week?
Wow. I have been watching some stuff today and a couple of days ago. Yep, I watched the first episode of The Lanterns. That's good. It's really good. It's nice and boring. I like it. It's slow moving in a good way.
Lower stakes, yeah.
Lower stakes. It's a good way. It's moving forward.
Yes.
I don't
Yes,
know
I
much about lantern lore, as it were.
Me either. No.
Jon Stewart, that's the Daily Show guy, isn't it? That's all I know.
Yeah.
And of course, Hal Jordan and the sort of buddy cop and hierarchy and ooh, what an ending! It's nice and they're dealing with time. Well, not really time travel, but it's narratively
Time
like
lines.
interesting.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was around for all of it, so it's great. Yes. Yeah. It's a good watch. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't thinking much, but it's slow. It's low stakes, as it were. But that's all we know is the first one, and it's a detective drama. I can't like that. I don't really go for the detective dramas, but it's got the little sprinkle of like DC sort of. There's aliens, but and magic, I guess. Whatever Latin power is, it's science fiction fantasy. Cool. And space cops.
Cool. Space cops.
I guess.
Space cops are fun.
Yes, always fun. With that, Ted Lasso. Been up to date with the Ted Lasso as well.
Oh, cool. I still haven't jumped in.
It's good. I can't. This is. I'm back to like watching the original like Ted Lasso. It's like, why am I watching it? It's because it's like a big bowl of soup. It's just makes you like hopeful for the human race, that sort of thing. It just gives you it's a copium or hopium, that sort of thing. It's a bowl of chicken soup for the soul sort of stuff, and that's really great. The Richmond women's side and all that sort of meta commentary when it comes to like female sports and all that coming to the surface, and it's really good, and I'm really enjoying it. I suppose you could say it's like, why is Ted here for it? But I don't know. It's I think it hasn't really broken through. It's like, well, sort of, why would you have someone like Ted to be a coach for an English female team? And they sort of do touch on it for the first episode of why does this show exist when the ending was so poignant and so good. But I think it's slowly winning me over for that aspect. It hasn't quite yet. It's like, well, I kind of like leaving things alone for a bit, but there hasn't been really much time in between season 3 and 4 for it to say, we're back, and it's nostalgic. I'm glad that they don't do the nostalgia bomb for it, and that's good. Going on the Germany route, and also fully, I've been watching Mighty Nine. I've been watching a little bit of Mighty Nine. The Critical Role guys have been releasing their live shows that they've been touring around the world, as it were. And there's 3 that's come out, and it's all about Echoes of Exandria. So it takes place after campaign 2 and 3, which are very close in time. Opposed to Vox Machina, and and that's been really good. They've been to Berlin. That's the German, and it was a show that takes and it's a one. Each of them is like one shot, sort of stuff, but with the Mighty Nine and the and also the Bell's Hells as well. So they've done a Bell's Hells, and they've done two Mighty Nine sort of campaigns, one shots, and the one in Berlin was centered around Caleb, because it makes sense.
Oh,
because
cool.
He's
quote
unquote German. German without being German, and they do throw a lot of. You can sort of tell it's like they threw a lot of German like expressions in that, and that's great. And the one and the last one that I finished watching today is they're Edinburgh. They went to Scotland.
Oh, Scotland.
They went to Scotland, and and your host for this evening was Daniel Sloss. He's back.
Yes.
Not as the same character, of course. Spoilers for the previews, but he set off in an inferno trap with just a headbutt. So it's not the same character, but he does pop in for that campaign. He plays the villain. Wow,
Ooh.
That's a lot of fun. I would recommend that.
Okay,
but probably not yet, because there is a lot of spoilers within campaign 2 for that. So, and speaking of which, in the Berlin one, I'm not saying who, someone was pregnant, and in the campaign they gave birth.
A character or player?
Character.
Okay.
No, not player.
I just so I asked the question. I'm like, that's no.
But
that's
mind you, in between campaign 2, Laura Bailey was pregnant and gave birth.
Okay, so I'm not far off, basically.
Yeah, Jester was pregnant.
Yeah. Well, she's the voice of Jester. Yes.
And they did that during COVID, so it was a COVID baby. So there you go.
Oh wow, there you go.
So that's a bit of fun. That's
cool.
a good. What was it? 3 times 12 hours of fun throughout the week, and what else? One Piece. I'm up to date with One Piece. In manga and in TV show. Show, it's 1,175. They're up to that, and 1,191 in the chapter
Wow.
manga. So close to the end of this year, it's going to be 12,000. No, 1,200. I can't do numbers. It's hump day for me. It's my Wednesday.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm.
1,200. Wow, that's insane.
Get started. Better get started.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that is
Why not?
So that is a bit of fun.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. What else? Been watching my Only Fools and Horses, so that's a bit of fun. Of old school sitcom. Hold on, I'm just gonna refer to my notes. Yeah, I think I got everything. Oh, I also wrote down. There's a new epic rap battle that came out.
There is.
Yeah.
Yes, I haven't watched it, but I did see a new one pop up.
Yep, Tom Cruise versus Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's not one of their best, but it was fun.
Okay.
And what's really great is they used to be funded in a way by Disney, in a way, like it's a subsidiary. So they've sort of gone back to basic sort of stuff, and it actually just looks like what they used to do, like
In the early days.
At the early days, yeah. And it's just I don't know, it's a bit of nostalgia as well, because it's that era of internet that I still like, because I'm a millennial, so I like my millennial humor. We don't take ourselves seriously, even though we're sort of serious, and as well as we we ask for an apology with a ukulele. Yeah, so that's basically it. Otherwise, I can't think of anything else if I've finished anything. What else? What about you, Kendall? Have you been watching something that I've probably seen and I can't remember?
Not this time.
Hey.
Not this time. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna work in reverse order from my list. I haven't mentioned it for a while, but I have still been watching ER.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm in the 5th season now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really taken off. I'm like halfway through season 5. And Noah Wiley has a beard now, and I'm like, ooh, he's beginning his Dr. Robbie phase.
Yeah. That same character, they'll get sued.
Yeah.
I think they are getting sued. Well, I don't know where it's going.
Something was happening. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so and he's definitely had a bit of an edgier kind of attitude this season, which is wild. They never really kind of explained it, but he's probably still my favorite character on the show. Like he's just really, really good. But yeah. And then the other really cool thing is, and I never mentioned this, I kept meaning to mention that this actress was on the show because it's relevant to the podcast. But I kept forgetting because I was like, so many other things to talk about, and you'll know I'm watching ER. But did you know, Mike, that the wonderful Alex Kingston herself was on ER before she was on Doctor Who? Yeah. Before she was River Song. Yes, she plays a surgeon in the show called Elizabeth Corday, Dr. Corday, and she's also one of my other favorite characters, I think, in the show. She's been in since I think she came in season 3, I believe, from memory. Yeah, and she's just great, and she hasn't aged a day, because this is in the, I don't know, heading towards late 90s now. The episodes I'm watching in season 5 are 1998, 99. And so she would have jumped in 96, 97, I think, and she looks the same then as she does 10 years later in Doctor Who, and it's just what is this woman doing? She's stunning. And yeah, she's fantastic. I love her character a lot in the show, and I just love her as a presence, so I'm clearly a fan of what she does, so that's been really fun to watch her in the show. Yeah, it's just great. It's really great. Really, really great show. I'm addicted. Some other things I've been watching. In the very slow watch of the Infinity Saga that me and the boyfriend are doing. We are now up to Iron Man 3. We watched Iron Man 3 last night, and I was really pleased to discover that he enjoyed it and like didn't rave about it like, oh my god, but he said he liked it more than Iron Man 2, and I'm like, well, that's a good answer. That's the general consensus among most people, that they like it more than the second one. But and he actually genuinely laughed at a couple of the quips in the film, and he doesn't really do, like, unless it's Guardians or Deadpool, he doesn't really get the MCU humor. At least, I'll see how we go when we get to Thor Ragnarok, because he does like Taika Waititi, so maybe that'll be interesting. But but yeah, it was nice to actually hear him, like, Tony. I can't remember what he said. Tony Stark said something, and he laughed, and I was like, oh my god, he's growing up. Yeah, so that was fun. It was good to rewatch that film, and funny too because it was directed and co-written by Shane Black, who is the writer of the Lethal Weapon films, and directed The Nice Guys with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, and my partner's seen all those, and yeah, like, he was like, this doesn't feel fully like a Shane Black film, and I said, yeah, I kind of could see that. Like, I think if they'd leaned more into Tony and Rhodey and made it more the two of them, like, if the two of them were together, isolated from everyone, and they ran into Harley, and in the Tennessee town and all that, maybe it'd be a little different. But yeah, but no, I loved rewatching. I'm a big fan of it, and it's funny too because we watched Memento like 2 weeks ago, and here's Guy Pearce again, with dyed blonde hair again, and we just started quoting Memento at each other while we were watching it. So that was pretty fun too. So. And he predicted everything before it happened, so the writing is top notch. But he didn't see the Travis Slattery twist coming, and he didn't really have a comment on it. And I asked him. I said, because a lot of people, when this came out, they were really annoyed. The comic book bros were very annoyed that the Mandarin wasn't really the Mandarin, and then he was like, I don't care. I don't read comics. I got no opinion. It's fine.
I've heard the best rebuttal for that is the best rebuttal is are you a fan of the Mandarin? Because no one's a fan of the Mandarin.
Yeah.
Why would you care? Why would you care at all?
Yeah, why would you? Yeah, and then he Googled that he comes back in Shang-Chi. So he had that. While he was watching the movie, he was looking up, and like, oh my god, why are you looking at spoilers? We're not even planning to go past Endgame, so we probably won't even get there. But I did tell him, like, well, when Travis Slattery comes back, it's fucking hilarious. So who knows? Maybe we'll watch it. But good times. And then the last thing I should mention, of course, I also watched Lanterns. And I was also pleasantly surprised and happy with it. It was very good. It was very cool. I don't know, I've seen Kyle Chandler in a bunch of stuff over the years. Like, he's obviously been working a while. He was great as Hal, like this sort of jaded hero, really. And I really enjoyed, I think probably my favorite scene in the whole episode, and it's right near the end-ish, was the interrogation scene.
Oh yeah.
That was brilliant. And the reaction that comes out of him when the alien starts quoting the oath at him. I'm like, I want to know more. I want to know what that is about, because that's really, really interesting. But then you get the twist at the end that, things don't really work out so well for Mr. Hal Jordan. And my jaw dropped. I literally gasped. I was like, oh my God, because I didn't watch the episode until Thursday. So I didn't have anything spoiled for me, thankfully, but I did see like Green Lantern twist fans are annoyed or whatever. And then I'm like, oh, this is the twist. I see now. I'm very curious. Why have they done this? I've got no problem with it. Like, they're doing their own take on the Lantern lore, and similar to you, Mike, I don't really know much. Like, the extent of my Green Lantern knowledge is Guy Gardner in Superman and Peacemaker, and then whatever the hell Ryan Reynolds was trying to do 15 years ago.
Did you know I only watched that because I knew Jeffrey Rush was in it?
Oh, really?
And that was it.
Who? Jeffrey Rush is in that movie? I don't remember him.
Yeah. Because when it was coming out, I was a big Jeffrey Rush kick, and I thought, he's in a new movie. Great. He played a fish man, and he was like the narrator at the start.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah, I've clearly blocked that from my memory. Yeah, fun times. But yeah, so I'm really curious to see where the show is going, and I agree with you too. Like, the different time periods that this is being set in is pretty interesting. And I also need to shout out Aaron Pierre as Jon Stewart. What an introduction to him. I had heard of that actor before, but I don't remember what I'd seen him in prior to this. But if I had, like, he's got an incredible presence, and I'm loving what he's doing with Jon Stewart. Like, I think it's great. This whole dynamic between the two of them is a lot of fun, and I'm in. Let's go Lanterns. Let's go Lanterns. Okay. That's it. That's the weekly watchings. Let's dive in to the week that was in the nerdy news.
This is the news in nerdy news. The nerds that talk about the nerdy news. That is us who talk about the news that is nerdy. And now the queen of nerdydom, the hostess with mostest, Kendall Richardson. Take it away, Kendall.
Yes. Okay. It's nerdy news time. And we have to start off with some pretty sad news here because this was just a big shock. Considering she's basically our age, but of course, talking about the wonderful Hayden Panettiere, we lost her this week. She was only 36. In fact, on Friday, she would have turned 37. And yeah, that's just really, really sad. We don't know exactly what happened. She had been struggling with things behind the scenes that she spoke very candidly about, openly about. Like, she even wrote a book that only came out a couple of months ago. And, there's lots of videos that have been circulating of her talking about, her childhood and her relationship with her parents and everything, like, outside of that in Hollywood and all of that, and some substance issues. And sadly, the word is maybe those issues resurfaced. And but we won't know for sure for a few weeks. But regardless, it's just, yeah, it's such a big loss. Like, she was a big figure in a lot of the films and TV that I watched growing up. Like, Remember the Titans? She's in that. I think she's Will Patton's daughter, if I remember correctly. But yeah, she's the little girl in there that's just like, she just seems wise beyond her years, and she just loves football and has lots of spark to her. I really took to her in that film. That's a great movie. Of course, she was the voice of Princess Dot in A Bug's Life. I adored that film as a kid. But then, she was most known, of course, for her role as Claire Bennett in Heroes. And we all know the iconic line, "Save the cheerleader, save the world." Her character was very kind of central to the way the story started in Heroes, especially in season 1. So, yeah, and she was in the whole show. She even made an uncredited appearance in the reboot that they tried to do a few years ago now. And then Nashville was the other big show that she was in, where she played Juliet Barnes. She was a country singer, and Hayden could sing in real life and did also have a music career that I didn't actually realize. And then one of the more sad things, she was also in The Ice Princess with the late Michelle Trachtenberg, and that kind of, I think, fueled a lot of I don't know, there's been a lot of reaction this week in terms of like comparing the two of them and the issues they went through, the similar upbringing, the Hollywood push at a very young age. And I mean, it's a tale as old as time. Not every child star makes it out, and it's just awful. And then I've been seeing Anna Paquin has been posting stuff on social media because obviously she's of the same generation, and and talking about like we need to do more to protect our child actors, and absolutely we do. But yeah, and then more recently, in some cool stuff. Hayden was actually part of the Scream franchise, which I'm sure Mike, you've got some thoughts to say around that, because I still haven't sat down and done the Scream. You know, I've seen the first film, as I've said many years ago, and I do want to sit down and watch the whole lot. She was in Scream 4, I think, and then I think she came back for Scream 6 as well. But yeah, she was an incredible talent and a beautiful human, and I'm really sad. Oh yeah, she was in Until Dawn, one of the only video games I've played the whole way through. She was one of the main characters in that cast, and that's an incredible game. Like if you're a horror fan, you like video games, but you also like cinematic video games, it's highly recommended, I think. She's going to be missed, and she also had a daughter, and that's also just devastating. So yeah, no good news here about this passing, but she'll never be forgotten, that's for sure. Mike, what are your thoughts on the late Hayden Panettiere?
Yeah, as you said, I'm a big fan. A fan of the Scream franchise, or where they're going, and she was in 4 and 6. So, and I think they mentioned her in the what was Scream? Yeah, I think that was like 7. I think no. They started again. Yeah, it's confusing. It's really confusing. I go by numbers and not by time. Kimberly Reed, and yeah, she was good. She was like a secret agent detective sort of person that comes in and knows a lot about the Woodsboro murders, as it were, and yeah. And she will be missed. Like, yeah, she's done a ton of voiceover work. Starting with A Bug's Life, and she was also in the Kingdom Hearts games as well, and in Till Dawn. I haven't played that or even seen the movie, so one up on me. Yeah, and it's just shocked that she's roughly the same age as us, and it's like, wow, it's a weird feeling. Our childhood's dying as well as us, so
yeah.
So
it's shocking.
Yeah, hats off for Hayden.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she will be missed. Okay, let's turn things around and talk about some
reverse it.
Yeah, strike that, reverse it. Let's talk about some cool shit, because we got a couple of cool things to talk about, starting with some DC news. We finally have a title for the upcoming Jimmy Olsen TV show that was teased a little while ago. So it's going to be called The People versus Gorilla Grodd, which is just great. It's sort of, apparently it's going to be sort of like a true crime doco, with a comedy spin. This sounds absolutely fantastic. So Skylar Gisondo, who played Jimmy in the Superman film of last year, he will be coming back to play Jimmy Olsen. Speaking of Jimmys, Jimmy Tatro will be Gorilla Grodd. So that's pretty cool.
The voice, I guess.
The voice of Gorilla Grodd, yes.
Person in the suit.
Yes. So it's already been given a straight to series order. It's going to have 8 half-an-hour episodes that will be on HBO Max. We don't have a release date yet, so it'll probably be next year sometime. Basically, they did like this fake Daily Planet announcement, which was kind of cool. Teasing a fresh 360-degree look at the case, revealing a lesser seen side of the hyper-intelligent ape. according to the film's first-time director Jimmy Olsen. Okay, yeah, this is cool. The cast is also super stacked, which is awesome. Like you've got Wendell Pierce returning to play Perry White. Um, we've got Michaela Hoover as Cat Grant, Beck Bennett as Steve Lombard. We have Mary Holland, who's in Happy Season. I think I know that thing. Eduardo Franco, who was in Booksmart and Stranger Things. So the really cool dude we met in Stranger Things season 4 at the fast food place with the long hair. He's going to be in this.
Ah, yes.
Yes, I've forgotten his character's name in Stranger Things. But yes, he's going to be in this, Eduardo Franco.
Not Pedro. No.
Yeah, something like that.
Alka-Seltzer. Whoops.
Whoops. And then we have Dan Perot from American Vandal and Arian, I cannot pronounce his last name, Moayed. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. He was in Wonder Man most recently. And he's also been in Succession. He's great. I really like him a lot. Yeah, so this sounds really interesting. The fact that we're getting a show that's gonna sort of, I don't know, it just sounds like it's gonna be fun. Like, you know, I don't know how much it's gonna connect to anything. I don't really know what DC's overall plan is in terms of connectivity and stuff, if they're doing it like the MCU or they're kind of just going for the standalone stuff that just happen to be set in the same world, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I really like Scarlett Gisondo, and I'm really happy for him getting the lead part in a HBO Max TV show. Like, that's great. And this just sounds fun. I'm here for something that's low stakes and fun. This will be a good time. What do you make of all this, Mike? The people versus Gorilla Grodd.
I kind of like the idea of them sort of not necessarily doing it like of course people say, oh, why are you doing Jimmy Olsen? What, we need another Superman, surely we need another Batman, we need another, you know. I think that's why I kind of like the Lanterns thing. It's set in the same universe, but it's tilted different to make it look different enough to get you hooked onto something else. I mean, that's why I kind of like superhero stuff, but with sort of a different skill, different take, and that's why like True Detective is like a Lanterns thing, and this one, if it's like a Netflix documentary sort of thing, a mockumentary as it were, that would be an interesting angle to go on, and people were speculating because Jimmy Olsen had his own run in the comics, and that's where we first get an introduction to Darkseid in a Jimmy Olsen comic. So they can sort of do something something like that, where people sort of know Gorilla Grodd because he's been in other stuff like The Flash and also I think My Adventures as Superman as well, the cartoon that's got Jack Quaid as Superman. I think they did something with Gorilla Grodd, so he is known in a way. So, and not necessarily his own thing. So I kind of like the different aspect that it comes to. You know, same universe, different style, different take. And yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there for it because it's different. It's unusual. It's Jimmy.
Jimmy. It sure is Jimmy. Excellent. All right, our third and final thing in the news to talk about this week is probably A, a foregone conclusion, I think, and B, something that both of us, I can definitely say we're very happy to see confirmation, because Welcome to Derry is coming back for season 2, baby. Let's go.
Going back another 27 years.
Yes, yes. Yeah, this is so exciting to have confirmation. We're going to go back and see the Bradley gang in action in Derry. I can't wait to see how this plays out. I still haven't read the book. Maybe I should try and read the book before season 2 comes out. But
just skip over the ending of the kids being lost in the sewer bit.
Yeah, no, we don't need to go into that part. That's fine. Too much cocaine, Stephen. Too much cocaine.
No, get it? Because you need to lose your innocence, and that means losing your virginity. Anyway.
Yeah, we don't. That metaphor doesn't need to be that
literal.
Anyway, but yes. So, for those who don't know, Bradley Gang were in town the last time Pennywise was active in 1935. And there was a massacre that occurred, and I believe, from memory, it's Pennywise turning the town against the gang. Is that kind of how it went down, Mike?
Should I spoil it or shouldn't I?
I mean, you can say... we talked about it loosely when we talked about Welcome to Derry last year, so maybe... I don't know. That's all I know. Like, all it says in the article I'm referencing is that they're not of Derry, the Bradley Gang. They come through Derry.
They came to Derry to lie low after a big heist.
After a big heist, yeah, and they all ended up getting killed.
And they get wind of it, and stuff happens.
But we do know that they some of their bodies were found in season 1. The army dug up their one of their cars.
The hidden secret.
Yeah.
The very hidden secret. The ending for Psycho, where all the cars are in the swamp.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So this is great. All around, really. So we've got the same people working on the show. Obviously, the brother and sister duo of Andy and Barbara Muschietti, they're coming back to produce. Brad Caleb Kane, who was co-showrunner with Jason Fuchs in season 1, he's going to be running things solo in season 2. But I'm totally fine with that. No word on any casting or anything just yet, because obviously we're not going to be able to see anyone from season 1 return here, really. So I'm excited to meet a whole new cast of characters and some actors, and when those casting announcements come through, I'm sure we'll talk about it on the show. Andy and Barbara released a statement saying, continuing to explore and expand on the amazing world Stephen King created is an absolute privilege. The support of our partners at HBO and Warner Brothers Television is priceless. Boy, do we love our jobs. I'm so happy for them. Like, we listened to the podcast that they did with the wonderful Mark Bernard, and hearing their passion for Stephen King and for Pennywise, like, was just it was just a joy. Like, you can just hear it through their voices, like how much they love this world and these characters, and so I'm really excited to see that come through again. I imagine we'll get Bill Skarsgård coming back. After just saying no one knows we don't know who's playing anyone, I would say it's likely. I can't see them renewing it if they can't get Bill, because I don't think at this point anyone else could play Pennywise. But that's just me. But yeah, bring it on.
Yes.
Season 2. Let's fucking go. Mike, what do you think of this? Are you pumped? Are you hyped for season 2?
I am. Especially with the ending of the first season and how they basically set in stone, Pennywise, it is basically a fourth dimensional being, and his plane of existence is going to and from time. And I thought, that is fun. You can do so much with that, and that's why I was more excited to say, we want more of this. I want them to continue on until like, I don't know, when Derry is formed, and then all of a sudden the final scene is basically the end game of everyone coming out of the portals, and everyone from each time zone just tackling this entity, and then no more Pennywise. But,
yeah, on your left.
Yeah, on your left, basically. Bill Skarsgård, foregone conclusion. Can't do it without him, because Pennywise is still around as the dancing clown. Yeah, you can get like the characters as well, but they're de-aged. Not really. You could just recast, basically. So you will get a Francis Shaw. He's still around, and what's her name? Matilda Lawler. Pennywise's daughter. Her storyline is still going.
Oh yeah, they could do her.
Backwards as well, because we sort of.
Sure, you're right.
They sort of do like a flashback to those particular times as well with those characters, as well as another 1903, I think it is, and 1935, yeah. So you can continue going down that road, and you can expand upon this sort of Native American sort of aspect as well of them battling the monster, as it were. You can still do stuff like that, as well as the aspect that Pennywise is taking on the ancestry of the original Losers Club. So, like we got the Richie Tozer sort of thing. You can still go backwards, and it's like who begat who, and that sort of storyline as well. It's like, oh, that's descended from Mike and all that, and so on and so forth. I'm not sure if you can do sort of like the Beverly cameo like right at the end anymore, because I think that was a good bow at the end of it. You didn't really need it, but it's nice to have that.
It's nice that it's there.
Connection to the movies, and it would be fun if they continue to do it. And I worked out in my head that because the movie the first movie came out in 2016, 27 years later, then you get the original Losers Club to become them. Well, I don't know. It would be fun, but we will be in our 50s and 60s when that comes out. So who knows?
Yes, who knows?
Time is a flat circle, and I just see it as flat. Anyway,
yes.
When is this coming out? I can't wait.
Yeah,
I said late 2027. I think they said.
I would say so. Yeah,
So
I would say so.
hurry up. Let's go.
A lot of
Chop chop. Let's go.
chop chop. Let's get on it. Okay, that's the nerdy news for the week.
Yeah,
which means it's
going quick.
It's going quick. It's
I
time.
really don't have much to say.
Let's roll on up to the trailer park, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Rolling up to the trailer park where we all park all the trailers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's trailer park time. Cool. First trailer is for an upcoming animated series based on a video game, or video games plural. I'm not sure if there's multiple ones, but anyway, this is
franchise.
Yeah. Thank you. This is Golden Axe. This looks like a kind of, I don't know, like a Vox Machina thing with a different skin and a slightly different vibe. It's a fantasy show with a bit of comedy in here, a bit of blood and guts. I'm curious. Like, the narration was kind of funny throughout the trailer, and the animation is very kind of retro. They've definitely kind of locked in on that, like that Don Bluth sort of animation style, which I thought was a bit fun. I'm curious. I never played the games. I don't know anything really about them. But yeah, I might check this out. To be honest, it could be a bit of fun. What did you think about this trailer? Because Mike, you have mentioned you've played Golden Axe.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this
on the
show,
PC?
This trailer?
On the PC. Way back when?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was like this game and Cosmo the cosmonaut sort of guy. It's a 2-player where you get to play on one side of the keyboard and the other side of the keyboard, and we've actually got a collection of Sega old games for the Xbox So everything is everywhere. And I showed my kids this, like not too long ago. It's like, this is what I used to play, and just the nostalgia of the graphics and the music is like, yeah, I remember that. The turning of the wheels, and you get to choose between three characters, and yeah, and they're making jokes. They're making jokes about my game, my favorite game. I don't know which way to go. It's like, no, it needs to be serious. It needs to be serious, like He-Man. It's a ridiculous thing, but it is a bit of fun, and the mechanics of it is just a side scroller. It's kind of like an arcade sort of side scroller. It's like you go to this area and then you defeat the characters and then you keep on going. So, and yeah. Who do we have? Yeah, I didn't know any of their names. I just know the guy, the girl, and the dwarf with the axe, and that's it. And it's like, yeah, golden axe, and yeah, and of course in the trailer you got your character that's introducing you to the world, being voiced by Danny Pudi. That's cool. Community.
Yay!
Why are you voicing this? You should be doing the Community movie. Get
yeah,
together.
Where's the Community movie at?
Yeah,
huh?
6 movies and a TV show.
Yeah,
That's how it goes. Isn't it? Yeah. I might give this a go, but I'm not sure about the comedy. It's sort of like those Netflix animated shows. I'm a bit tentative on that. It's like, look, they're ruining my childhood. Maybe this is my gateway of going, no, my childhood.
Well, I was gonna say, like, it also gave some Masters of the Universe vibes a little bit too.
Yeah,
for me. So
yeah, and also Hoops. You know that you've been on Netflix before. It's like this TV show Hoops and Huckleberry.
No,
where everything, where all the all the adult animation looks the same.
Oh, like Big Mouth sort of.
Not really Big Mouth. It's
Hoops looks like Big Mouth.
Yeah, Hoops looks like Big Mouth. It also looks like
what's the other one? Huckleberry.
The bastard child of like Family Guy. Like Family Guy's biggest homage to it. It's like yeah. It's all the bean mouths. If you know the bean mouths, it's like all of it looks like a bean mouth. It's like
okay.
And the big eyes, round eyes.
Is it Brickleberry?
Brickleberry. Yeah, I guess that's it.
That's the show. Yeah, because I typed Huckleberry Netflix and then Google AI was like, "Do you mean this or do you mean this?" And I was like, "I think I mean Brickleberry."
Shut up, AI. Don't know shit.
Yeah. I get you, but I feel like Golden Axe has slightly, I don't know, the animation felt a little bit, but it kind of has that kind of, I guess, crude. You know, it's like crude animation. It's not very like super detailed or super like overly artistic. It's just kind of is what it is, sort of thing. I guess. Yeah.
Kind of looks like a flash in the pan sort of thing.
Yeah.
I just find it funny. It's like, oh, I used to play this as a kid. Yeah,
you sure did.
And you got to ride those bird freaky things.
Oh yeah, they made me chuckle.
Yeah, used to bash the enemy that's on it, and you get up and use its tail to whip you. And also to get healing potions. There's also magic potions that you have to beat up kids with sacks. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, I turn around. Yeah, this stuff's weird. I shouldn't be being so precious.
It's okay. You can be precious about it.
Yeah, I'm not that. Nostalgia is the worst case scenario. I mean, I'm trying to be not nostalgic. It's like let's make our own stuff. Anyway, when is this coming out on Paramount Plus?
Yes, it will be streaming on Paramount Plus very soon, 16th of September. So it's only like 3-4 weeks away.
Yeah, torrents at the ready.
Torrents at the ready.
I'm not giving Paramount Plus any money at the moment.
No, that's fair. That is very fair.
Or WB as well. How am I watching Lanterns? I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Well, speaking of Warner Brothers, our next trailer is something that I am just very excited about. This is just wonderful. The Pit season 3. We got our first look this week. Nice little teaser trailer setting up the new season. Holy crap! What an intense trailer this was. This was excellent. And spoilers, I guess. Dr. Robbie's back. Dr. Robbie made it back from his motorbike trip in One Piece. I do really like that. I mean, it was probably obvious, but anyway, I do really like that the day that they've chosen, like the shift that they've chosen, is his first shift back. I think that's really smart. To do it that way instead of like throwing us in like maybe like a month after he's come back or whatever it was. So that's kind of fun. And then like, you know, I'm really curious to see Dr. Javadi in her new role. I think she said she was going into emergency psychology, if I wasn't mistaken.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Essentially what the guy in the wheelchair was in the previous season.
Yeah, she's going to be doing that. So that's going to be really cool. Al Hashimi is still in the ER, so curious to see how she's gone since Robbie's been away and how she's managing her condition, her situation. So that'll be really cool. But then, yeah, everything else around it just seemed so intense and so very much the Pit, and it's just like we're so back. We're so back. This is just the best. I loved it. And I do like that Dr. Abbott was featured pretty prominently in the trailer too, because it would be nice to see more of him in this. But you know, they're not really doing. I don't know, unless it's probably not a night shift, so I don't know what time this is going to be kicking off, or whatnot, or you know, however it's playing out. But yeah. I don't know. I like the night shift crew, so it'd be cool to see more of them. Yeah, it looks great. I can't wait. I'm so excited for more Pit. For Noah Wiley the Elder. It's gonna be so good. Mike, what did you? Yes, the Elder Statesman. What did you think of the first look at the Pit season 3?
I'm surprised that they've released this so soon.
Early. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like. No doubt, people are going to watch it.
It's not like they need to get the hype going. We're there.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, spoilers. It comes out in January, but
yes,
but yeah, and it takes place in November, so it's set in the past, but it's also in the future. I can't having the night shift as well, like being prominent in the trailer as well. That would be cool if they do like the first hour is part of the ending of night shift instead of the first day.
Yeah, that's a good Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like people are saying, why don't we have a spin-off of like the night shift? I remember that was going around. It's like these guys are cool, and we
they have their own little chant. They do.
yeah, and they're only at the end and that start.
Yeah,
it's like what, and then we. Yeah, so what about the first hour being the ending of night shift, and everyone's like ragged and tired, and it's like trying to get to the thing, like that would be cool.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the Pit and where everyone is, and good on Robbie to set his stuff out. Having said that, there was. Because I was having a look at when the second season was going on, and they started production like a month after the last episode of the second one, and there was a bit of a not controversy, but a bit of a critique that Robbie was being very heavy-handed to the female staff, and there was a lot of like debate on well, he's sort of being very lenient to Huckleberry, There's the name. I knew I was
Huckleberry.
thinking Huckleberry
Yeah.
on the brain. And having them and how he was treating both of them, and yeah, he was going through some stuff. I get that, but there was no real like what's the word, like rebuttal? No, no real closure behind that. It just ended with everyone just looking at the fireworks, and Robbie just holding on to Baby Jane Doe.
Baby Jane Doe.
Are we going to get any Baby Jane Doe stuff?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. It's like, whatever happened to Baby Jane Doe? It's like, I found a family. It's like, that's good. So
It's okay.
maybe with that. I suppose having said that, my original thought, maybe they'll sprinkle a couple of stuff that a lot of people were mentioning while watching the show and having it more influenced in the writing and the working around the stuff with this season. Who knows? I suppose that would be a good way of doing it, because you can sort of go off what people thought of the show. Then you can have that sort of how the audience is sort of perceiving the series, as well as it slightly influencing the next season of it being when Robbie comes back, and maybe he's better, he's turned a new leaf, he's being more not as toxic doxy and or anything like that. I want to see something like that. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just going to enjoy myself because it's one of the shows that me and my wife like to watch together, and we're always around. That and It Chapter 2. It. Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry.
So yeah, both HBO shows. There you go. There's a connection. When is The Pit season 3 coming out? In January.
January. We will get to see The Pit return. They have not set a release date exactly yet. It was the 8th of January for season 2, so maybe it'll be early Jan. So something to look forward to in the new year, which is nice.
Yeah,
so,
we just gotta get
HBO Max. We just gotta get there. We just gotta get there.
Please slow down.
Somehow.
I'm not quite ready for 2000.
Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to wake up and tomorrow's 2027, even though it'll probably feel like that. Because I think someone said to my partner the other day at work, like it's like only so many weeks or so many days until Christmas or something, and we were just like, shut up.
Especially if you're in retail.
Yeah, that's not something we like to hear. Keep Christmas away from us. Oh dear. Anyway, let's talk about our last trailer. This is the second trailer we've gotten for this wonderful film that I cannot wait to watch. This is Wildwood. And I'm just gonna say I was crying by the end of this trailer. I was crying. I was bursting into tears.
I was getting this trailer all the time on YouTube. For an ad roll.
Recommended.
Yeah.
Oh, an ad roll thing.
As
yeah,
ad roll, and they're going heavy hard for it. And
yeah,
like,
they're promoting it a bit. Yeah.
It's like, hey, I like the first one, but this one, just the rendition of that song is like, stop. I am at work and I don't need to look like I've been crying.
Yeah. I mean, oh man, like this. Yeah, this just looks incredible, and I was sold on it from the first trailer. Like, the first trailer was really great as well, and then this second trailer just coming out with this, you know, slow piano version of "Don't Wake Me Up," and like, I just, oh man, you know, and just showing the, you know, this, you know, the antagonist of the piece has lost her son, and now she's, you know, she's trying to take our hero's little brother, I think it is, away, back to her world so she can have a kid again and stuff. And it's just, but like the way the trailer sets it up, like you think kind of like she's the bad guy is actually the good guy, and it's really tragic what happened to her son. And then like they show you then, you know, the two of them interacting, and then they go into, the human world, the real world, and we see the crows take away the the little brother, and then and then the sisters fight to get him back and stuff, and then the music is swelling and crescendoing and all over the place, and I'm just, oh man, it was, wow. Why are they going this hard on this movie? Like, I just like Leica is a great animation house, and they make incredible stuff, and I love that this trailer as well, says, like, usually, like, when they reference like the other movies made by the same studio, they say from the studio that brought you this, but instead it's like from the hands that made Coraline. Like, I love that as just a little touch. I think that's really sweet. Yeah, I can't wait to watch this. This is going to wreck me 5 ways from Sunday, and I look forward to it. I look forward to it very much. Yeah, what a beautiful piece of cinema. Mike, what did you think of Wildwood? I know it sounds like you got a little emotional as well. What did you think?
The loss of a child has always affected me.
Yeah.
If you don't know, if you've read Pet Sematary or even seen Pet Sematary, it's not the right book to read when you first become a parent. Anyway.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but I do complain because it keeps on coming up. It's like, yeah, I watch a little bit of it because it looks great. Because I like the aspect of Leica where it's sort of all funded by a family who know that sometimes movies like this don't make much money compared to how much money has to be put in because it's all creative by hand and also very elaborate and especially with this. So I do like the fact that you got a billionaire behind it and his dad, but it's still you need something like this just to say, hey, no AI right here. And I hope there's no AI. Tentative to praise it now, not knowing, then knowing in the future, and it's like I got nothing to do with it. But yeah, people really like this string of animation. I mean, I love Aardman and how it's very simplistic and the stories are great, great for like kids and all that. But these ones, it's more mature in a way, where they don't find it they don't find it off-putting to say, hey, this is what kids liked, back in the 80s with like John Bluth and as like oh crap, I'm thinking John Bluth. All Dogs Go to Heaven, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like the
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time, where sometimes kids need to witness tragic stuff, and trauma, just so they can have the emotional maturity to actually withstand it. And I actually see that as a parent, as like I'm slowly introducing like stuff that is sort of like, oh, it traumatized me as a kid. It's like, well, how did you feel like after that? I mean, with our generation, it was Mufasa dying.
Yeah.
Like seeing a parent figure like die before you. You can actually like prepare them for the real world in a way, but you're still trying to say, oh, that's the real world, but we're going to be playful over here. It's like, well, yeah, it's that tough balancing act, and I kind of like that they're sort of following that tradition of showing kids it's like, sometimes the world is scary, but just remember it's in the heart. It's the emotional maturity that you need to build up. It's you need to be you need to have a rock hard, life, and it doesn't have to be always sad and that. But having a look at the casting list, and there's a lot of big players that I really like Richard E. Grant's in this, and Rob Delaney, and and Charlie Day as well, and Tom Waits is in this as well.
Ah,
So
cool.
we're going to hear his dulcet tones. And Mahershala Ali. So I'm glad
lovely.
he's got some stuff outside of Blade,
Mm.
unfortunately.
Mm.
And, you know, give or take, if you like this, but Aquafina is in this as well. So
Oh, I love Aquafina.
yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
why is she doing a black accent? It's like, that's just her accent. Shut up.
That's just her accent.
But she's
It's
playing a
calm
rat.
down.
So there you go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm all for it. I don't need to see the trailer ever again. I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So when's
We'll
it
cry in
coming
the cinema.
out? Yes.
Yes. Wildwood will be in cinemas on the 22nd of October.
It's the Wildwood. That's a song, isn't it? Yeah.
Probably. It sounds familiar. Okay, that's Trailer Park. We're done with that, which means
Yes.
it's time
Ha.
for the moment.
Matt Beret.
That's the segment,
Yes.
the section,
The whip.
the parts,
The
the
thwop.
place, the thwip, the spidey sense is tingling. It's
is the popcorn whip culture.
yeah.
Yes. I'm
Yes.
Peter Parker.
Sorry, who? Oh boy.
I'll put dirt in your eye. Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. All right. It's Spider-Man time. We are finally going to discuss Spider-Man No Way Home. Full spoilers for the film, so if you haven't gone and seen it, which I find really hard to believe.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Considering it's made $2 billion already, and it's been out for like 3 weeks. It's just nuts. Probably the biggest film of the year, no doubt about it. But yeah, exciting.
Big movie.
A big movie. It's a big one. Cool. So we'll just go through some overall thoughts up top, like we usually do, and then dive into some niche topics. But yeah, kicking off from me, I really like this movie. It was very good. Very good Spider-Man movie. And yeah, really just, I don't know, seems to have breathed some life into the MCU a bit, which I feel like is part of why it's making so much money. I feel, and also just the fact that people love Tom Holland, they love Zendaya, you know, they want to see them succeed, and they're on such a run with, you know, them both being in the Odyssey as well, and that was out at the same time as Spider-Man, you know, so it's funny too, because like every time I went and saw it for a second time on Friday, and every time they were like Tom and Zendaya were on screen, I heard some girls on the other side of the cinema like clearly reacting to them being like husband and wife in real life. And I'm like, let's settle down. Let's just settle down. They're working.
Come on, disbelief.
But no, it's just really good. Like it's Tom Holland Spider-Man as we haven't seen him before. You know, he's all alone. He's by himself. He's, you know, going through it, TM, and yeah, and the fallout of No Way Home is just really felt and really well executed, and we've got a new director in Destin Daniel Cretton this time around, and he's just great, and I'm so excited for him to do more Marvel stuff. Even though, you know, he would have done Wonder Man season 2, but I guess that's not happening, so I'll go fuck myself. But yeah, anyway.
Well, the way that they're sort of directing the MCU, where would you put it?
I know. Realistically, where would it go? I know. Yes, but anyway, no, this was a lot of fun, and to have so many characters in this film, you know, one of the biggest things I was worried about going into it is how they were going to juggle everyone, and they did it perfectly and seamlessly. Like, it wasn't even hard for them to make everyone fit, and it didn't feel overcrowded at any time. And we got our introduction to Jean Grey, so like that's also quite exciting. Even though I still think they're doing X-Men too soon, but it's fine. It's happening. I'm trying to embrace it. The cast for that film looks awesome, as we talked about last week. So Yeah. No, this was a very, very entertaining film, and on the rewatch. It was good as well. So, I like it. I like it. What did you think overall, Mike? And have you seen it more than once, or just the once still?
I only seen it once.
Okay.
So, and that was a bit of a while ago, but not really fresh in my mind. But after sitting with it for a while, I do still. I still think it's probably one of the best Spider-Man films since Tobey Maguire's second one, because I think it's more well established with the mythos of Spider-Man, and it's more grounded, but with different supernatural things, and it's just it's the Peter Parker that I sort of pick as quippy, yeah, a bit nerdy, but still. He's a lot stronger than he usually is, and I'm glad that they've actually decided to say that Tom Holland, thanks to the Odyssey, has said, so this is how a movie can be like, and we can thank that for saying, hey, we're going to move this over here because I've got star power now, so I can move my weight around, and I kind of like that they sort of gave free rein to everyone to make a good movie, let alone a Spider-Man movie, and how that sort of don't want to go too much into it, but I kind of like the sprinkling of the MCU sort of characters as well actually fit within the movie as well. Mm-hmm. It's not heavy-handed. It's like, remember this person? They're in it for just cause, and I like that there's no real post-credit scene because it didn't really need it. I think, can we just go away from that? I don't think audiences want to do that now. It's like, this one was crap, we'll go on to the next one. I think the fatigue of it is getting to people who are saying, this is going to be homework. I think if there's just going to be a standalone sort of movies, it's within the universe as well. It's sort of what the DC sort of stuff is going on, where it is part of the universe, but it's its own standalone story. I think after Doomsday and Secret Wars, maybe that's what they're slowly going towards, of just standalone stuff in the same universe, but needs to be its own thing. And then we have like Spider-Man doing his stuff, and hopefully the sort of X-Men sort of stuff is happening. The Jean Grey of it all, the was spoiled. Sort of, it's sort of like, I sort of get it, and when the reveal, I couldn't help but thinking, duh. But I kind of like it's the story before the story, as it were. It's not necessarily, it's like, so that means everything is part of it. There's Xavier School or anything like that. I think it's just very tentative. Like, this is a sort of story that because it could have been like anyone, not necessarily Jean Grey. It could be just a teenager working out their powers, and Peter being the mentor, as it were, to learn with great power also must come great responsibility, and he's sort of teaching it to a younger person, because Jean is actually full-on teenager here and not necessarily the same age. I kind of like that. And having said that, I think there's probably going to be another set trilogy, because you have the first trilogy of the Peter Parker stuff in teenage stuff, as well as this being the adult Parker, and this will probably lead towards the ending of Peter Parker, and then it will be introducing another Peter Parker, or Miles Morales or whatever they do with that. But I think having this new string of Peter Parker stuff, new trilogy of Spider-Man, I'm happy of the direction that they're going with. And yeah, overall, I admit, yeah, it deserves a bill in. Do this, please, and continue to do that.
Yes, continue on with what you're doing. Don't change anything. Yes. Yeah, cool. So we'll start things off by kind of talking about Peter Parker. I really want to dive into Peter, into Spider-Man, because what they do with him in this film is just incredible. We get to see him all alone at the beginning, like I said. I really love that montage we got up front of him fighting the different Spider-Man villains, even though we only saw Tombstone for like 5 seconds, and that is what it is. But no, I liked how they like took stuff from the comic book pages and put them on the screen, like direct references. And then just showing that he doesn't have anyone. Like, Tony's long dead. Happy Hogan's not even mentioned in this film, and obviously doesn't know who he is. And he, he doesn't have MJ, he doesn't have Ned anymore, but he's still like, checking in on them a little bit. He doesn't, most importantly, he doesn't have Aunt May anymore either, but she's still very much present in the film and with him, I guess, in a way, just because, he's part of what he does is goes to visit her grave. Like, feels like every week he goes to this one little shop and grabs some flowers and goes to give them to her and stuff, because like I guess really no one else would be putting flowers on her grave, I think. I don't know, that's kind of the vibe I got anyway.
Except Happy Hogan, but
maybe, yeah. But yeah, and then just, he has his little sort of Spidey home base in this dingy apartment sort of thing that used to be a storage room. And we've got, his own little intelligence helping out, voiced by Naomi Watts, which I thought was pretty cool.
You know the sort of connection with that?
I'm sure there is one, but go on.
You know the movie Impossible?
Oh yes, she played his mum in The Impossible. Yes.
And that was like his first quote unquote breakout role.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
sort of
that's right.
learned the ropes. So it's sort of a poignant sort of. His AI, what is his mum? So motherly figure, sort of thing. So contextually, kind of like that.
Yeah, no, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, no, I that's really cool. A really nice little nod.
So does that mean Ewan McGregor is going to be Uncle Ben?
Surely. Yeah. And then of course, I think how they, he goes into starting to get, organic abilities, really organic web shooters, and his senses are heightened and all of that. That stuff was teased in the trailers a lot, but we didn't really know what was going on with him. And I remember that we were having discussions about, like, is he becoming a mutant or something? Because he goes to Dr. Banner for help, as we find out in the movie why he's doing that as well. But I didn't really pick up the fact until I was watching the film. Like, oh, of course he's isolated, and that's why he's like his powers are changing. Like it's like the emotions within him are, his hormones are all off balance, and it's causing everything to go on the fritz. Yeah, I thought that was done really well. But I will speak more on that soon. I want to know what you thought, Mike, of seeing Peter Parker sort of, just be Spider-Man and kind of leave Peter behind a bit. And How did you think it worked for you? Like this sort of opening bits of the movie where he's by himself.
I kind of liked it overall. At the thinking about the entire movie, but at the time was it's like, oh, we're just doing snapshots of his rogues gallery of just doing like the tombstone of it, and then just brief cameos. And I kind of I do appreciate the sort of the recreations of the panels as well, but yeah, I get it, but you need prior knowledge for that. And the guy who plays Tombstone also plays Tombstone in other things. So there you go. That's sort of the J. Jonah Jameson of it. Even though there's only one, tentative cameo of that, seeing Daily Bugles everywhere. So it's gone back to print instead of having its own web show. Yeah. I do like the setup of being alone and being isolated and not having anyone. And it's like, oh, this is and overall having that being the actual message of the movie, as it were, of humans being social animals. You need that sort of connection with other people, otherwise, your mental health as well as your body starts to, change, deteriorate, or even, in Peter's case, mutate, even though they don't say mutant. Anyway, they're going to save that for later on. and with the man spider of it all. And they did say that they were tossing around the idea of, having full on like man spider of what we saw in Spider Noir. but they thought, you know what? Kids are going to be watching this movie, so they're probably just,
maybe not.
Black eyes. There you go. And the web stuff. Yuck. I think it being the stepping stone of what the themes and the sort of messaging that this movie has going for it, I think it fits quite well as being the start of something quite new, of Peter working out himself as well as being a mentor as well, like working that out as well. And I kind of like the fact that, not to jump forward, it's also Peter more of a doing the detective role as well as and it sort of fits within the overarching, like it's nature versus nurture when it comes to your actions as well, especially with the Jean Grey of it all, that you can throw your anger around as well, but you need to keep yourself in check. And I kind of like the fact that no other Spider-Man movie has sort of hinted at this, but Peter is very, very strong. He's one of the strongest Marvel characters, and he can take on the Hulk. Wink. We'll talk about it later. And and he has to hold back sometimes. And there are a couple of panels in the comics where he downright sometimes when he's more down and out, he's going to have no filter, and then shit like what happens with him fighting Scorpion. That does happen in ways that he needs to hold back, because great power comes great responsibility when you have that power, and that sort of adds to the characteristics of the Peter Parker of it all. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
A lot of people sort of wondering, how does he afford all that tech?
Yeah, that's the other thing, right?
People explain. Well, it sort of explains in the first Civil War, where he finds finds a Blu-ray player, and so he can. He's a genius. He can make stuff and makes it all new, and he can sell it. So maybe he's a junker. He does that sort of thing, and like he keeps his own sort of stuff, and he knows how to make stuff out of junk. He's the MacGyver of it all. He's a MacGyver, and he sells stuff and sells pizzas. Pizza time.
Pizza time.
Maybe. Doesn't really have much of a salary, and his main job is Spider-Man, so he's putting all his money towards Spider-Man, and not necessarily for Peter. And there's always that distinction of he's more Spider-Man than he is Peter at the start, and he needs to find that balance. And that's the movie. It's balance, and he finds that balance.
Yeah. It really is. I like that's the other thing about like this film that I really picked up on it on the second viewing was they're really like telegraphing quite early on through other characters' dialogue and opinions of Peter or Spider-Man that he needs to embrace the change that's happening to him, and he needs to kind of let it become a part of him, and like you just said, Mike, find that balance in between being Peter Parker and Spider-Man, because suppressing the Peter Parker of him not only means he's just Spider-Man, but it amplified his Spider-Man, right? Like it turned him into more spider than man, and there's some a few bits of dialogue from like MJ and from Bruce Banner just talking about like why are you running from this? Like, why don't you could this really be a bad thing? These changes that are happening, like, which I found really like, oh, like the second time watching, I'm like, oh, okay, well, obviously this is where the movie is heading. Not that I didn't think that it wasn't going to do that, like him having that realization moment at the end of like, I can be both Peter and Spider-Man. But no, the way it kind of played out was good.
And that's the thing, he doesn't have anyone to be Peter too.
That's right. That's the other thing. Well, because like again, he's like suppressed the Peter Parker. Like he's not like, because one of my other like sort of small criticisms of the film was when he's introducing himself and he's not wearing the costume, he doesn't have the mask on. He's not introducing himself to Peter to anyone. He's coming in with fake names, like he calls himself Maynard when he goes to Ned and MJ's party, and then when he sees Dr. Banner, he calls himself Ned Leeds, and it's just like, why? Like why does he need to do that? He doesn't need to call himself Peter Parker if that's what he's worried about, but like, and then like all the emphasis on keeping the mask on. He doesn't want to take the mask off. Like even when he goes to visit Florence Pugh, Black Widow, Yelena Belova, and she's like, really, you're going to keep the mask on and get in the bath? Like, what are you doing? And then it takes until the end of the movie after he's gone through everything and he's in the hospital with the Punisher, and he freaks out for a minute, but then it's kind of like it's like he can finally breathe a bit, because he's rediscovered Peter Parker. So yeah, I don't know if he was like planning on ever telling Ned and MJ and maybe Hulk who he really is, and that's why he decided to lie. But I don't know, I feel like it's just again attached to that I can't be Peter Parker. No one knows who Peter Parker is, so I just can't be Peter, so maybe that's kind of what they were going for with that, because otherwise I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I think one of the best scenes in the film, is that moment when he realizes, he's saying to Jean through, she's speaking through the hand and about like, who are you, Peter Parker or Spider-Man? Like, which is it? And he's like, I can be both, I am the Jedi. And then he just has that brilliant moment of just embracing his new abilities and like the visual shots that accompany that of him fighting the hand, and like when he launches up and he comes down and all the webs are shooting everywhere, and it's beautiful to watch. the other niggle with that though too was like the him getting a handle on those powers. I feel like it's not entirely unreasonable to say that he kind of controlled them pretty easily, considering how much he was sort of struggling earlier in the film with the organic shooters and like the ability to handle his emotions, because we get that scene where he's fighting Scorpion, and then he nearly kills a policewoman because he thrashes Scorpion against that cop car, and he's lost control of everything. And then like he goes through this emotional piece, and then okay, now I'm both.
Yeah,
it's fine. Did you bump up against that, Mike? What did you think?
I saw it as sort of like the opposite to, like, a lot of people are comparing this to Spider-Man 2, where he going through a mental block and he loses his powers, and he embraces the fact that he's more Peter than Spider-Man. Like, he's letting crime go and eating a donut, a hot dog. I think,
something
like that.
I can't
so
remember.
I see it as sort of like the opposite of that, and it took him a movie to get to like power up. Essentially, this is like a second a second puberty sort of thing happening, where you have that second puberty. Is that real? I don't know. It's made up. Spider-Man's made up. But yeah, I don't really have a real problem with that, because that's what sometimes movies do, where you have that sort of elderly figure, sort of that speaks to it, and he has to find it and find the power within himself, and has the zen, has the what is it, the mysticism, whatever, I don't know. I don't
Enlightenment.
know the terminology for that, but he needs to find the balance,
harmony,
and harmony, where he finds the harmony within himself of saying, okay, I'm going to be this person no matter what I do, and I don't need a suppression or anything like that. And that goes towards like any sort of like allegory that you can have, like being a certain person is like, no, that's not me. It doesn't work like that. And why would I be this person when no one knows who I am? And it's like, it's a closeted sort of mindset. And you can sort of make parallels with that sort of storytelling within that. It does help when you have like an X-Men character doing the same, going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Of having that sort of thing. And sorry, hitting the mic. Having that sort of parallel sort of storyline within it. And a lot of people, I don't know, that's why people sort of thinking, well, is Peter Parker a mutant, or did he get his powers from that spider, and it's sort of trying to figure out which one it is, and they sort of like go hand in hand in a way where it is a mutation. It is his blood mutating. And how often does that sort of suppress itself? And I want to get into the inhibitor chip as well, because when I heard that sort of story, when I heard the sort of conversation between him and Bruce with that sort of thing, it's like, that's when I knew that it was fucking Jean Grey.
Okay.
Because it just would have fit so well of having that inhibitor chips, because we've seen X-Men 97, we've seen the Deadpool with the collars. It's all that leading towards that in the future. That's
for sure.
That sort of thing. It's like it would fit so well if it was Jean Grey. It was Jean Grey. And cue a lot of TikToks of people saying the conversation between Peter and Magneto, and Magneto like holding his neck, going, "You did what? It was you."
Yeah. You could totally see a world in when, like, you know, an X-Men film down the track could be the first X-Men film we get, where, like, you know, they do Trask and like have him like before we get to Sentinels, we get inhibitor chips first.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah.
And it's sort of what damage control is sort of turning into be. Like
Yes.
you can definitely see damage control finding repurposing the technology and actually turning Sentinels
Weaponizing it.
onto
Yeah.
mutant kind, as it were.
Mhm.
But that's another story.
Yes.
But Peter.
Peter. Peter.
Peter.
Well, Peter.
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 Peter. Can I borrow your egg, Peter?
Yes. Well, I'm actually like keen to talk about Jean Grey now. If you want, you kind of set us up there.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I'm you know, I the reaction of me in the cinema when they said Jean Grey, or like, you know, when you realize it's Jean Grey, I was like not excited at all, only because it was so obvious to me. Because, you know, they were
Shady Sink, red hair, Jean Grey.
red hair. Who else is it going to be? Like, you know, I don't know.
The real Mary Jane, because she's got red hair.
I wasn't surprised. Like, it was exciting and it was nice. I'm like, this is really cool. Like, Sadie Sink is awesome. We love her in Stranger Things.
Or Gwen Stacy, but they changed it up. She has red hair.
Yeah.
She's gonna die at the end.
She's gonna die, and Andrew Garfield won't catch her. But
Having said that, they did do something similar to that in the movie, and even I was sort of holding my breath.
oh yeah, I was too.
It was like,
I'm like, they killed Zendaya? No, thank God they didn't.
technically, no.
What was yeah. Yes, no. We'll talk about that in a second anyway. But yeah, I really love Sadie Sink in this role. I really like the character being introduced in this way, like you said, Mike. Like Jean and Peter are very much parallel with each other in terms of their stories and what they're going through, and the, you know, the growth that they are facing, and you know, embracing or pushing away parts of themselves, or being isolated, and what that does to you, especially when you're grieving, you know. I found it really interesting to see, like, you know, for the most part of the film, Jean Grey's the antagonist. She's the villain of the movie, really. And that was a lot of fun, you know, to watch. Like, this, like, before you even know who she is and who's doing, you know, everything. Like, I really enjoyed, like, one of my favorite things is in film is when actors get to be multiple characters, or like get to be possessed sort of in this way, and like they're not them even though they look like them, you know. And so I just really enjoyed all the different people that Jean Grey passes through as she's trying to, you know, execute her plan. And I think for me, one of the most messed up was the moment where she inhabited MJ. And then the fact that it's implied or stated, really, that it's from the moment Peter finds MJ in her apartment at a computer. Like, it's from then, the whole time. Like, that was crazy. And I really fully bought it. I bought it. The whole, like, I didn't see it coming. I bought the whole scene with MJ being like, wait, we knew each other. Like, I know you were there when we were in Washington, when we were in Europe. Like, we know each other. Like, are we friends? Are we more than friends? Like, what is this? Like, you know, and then to go as far as to kiss, to have him like, and not even just that, like watching that scene the second time was even more devastating, because you know what the outcome is, and you're just sitting there watching Tom Holland act his ass off, by the way, and like, that moment where, you know, she takes the mask off, and then like he thinks it's MJ remembering him, and he breaks down in her arms, and they embrace, and then it's just, and it's so, like, it's so beautiful and heartbreaking, and then they share that kiss and stuff as well, and it's just like, oh my God, like, holy shit. And then I just love, like, and this is the me liking when people are possessed bit. It's like, MJ holding him in, and she goes, "Go on, Peter, hold her, touch her, tell her how much you've missed her." And I'm like, "Oh, it's so creepy. I love it. Like, it's so creepy." It was done really, really well, and Zendaya played it excellently, like getting to be a little menacing as she, like, threw herself off that rooftop and stuff. But then by the same token, because that scene is obviously quite messed up, I did really love the fact that once Peter and MJ are, in this space of she's starting to know that they have a history, and they're in that, they're in her apartment, and then Peter just says, Ned leaves the room, and Peter just says that when Jean Grey was inside of you, she kissed me, and I just wanted you to know that I'm sorry, and because I kissed her back and all of that. And I'm really, really happy that the movie took a second to address that. That consent issue. And I thought that was really wonderful, and I respect the filmmakers a lot for doing that. Because you don't usually, like, if this movie had been made 20 years ago, they wouldn't have even acknowledged that.
Not even
in that
that
sense. No.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, okay, Wonder Woman. Yeah, Wonder Woman 1984. Yeah. Wonder Woman 1984. That movie that came out like 5 years ago. Yes, very, very good point. Thank you. Boyo. Marvel's got one up on DC again. Yeah, but anyway, and then Jean Grey's whole thing with, like, her sister and that trauma of trying to find out what happens to her, and before she even realizes that her sister's dead. Like, the whole VMAX twist was devastating.
Love that.
It was great.
Even I got fooled twice, which is very hard. But I got fooled twice with the with the reveal of Jean possessing
MJ
and the VMAX. So I was like, yeah, I went, oh, well done. Oh, that's so brilliant.
Yeah.
But devastating as well.
Yeah.
It was a devastating realization.
Oh. Yeah.
And then she went full Phoenix.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
Yeah. The beginnings of Phoenix, indeed. Yeah, no, I've definitely seen some people talking about the VMAX reveal being, a fake MacGuffin sort of thing, and I'm like, nah.
This doesn't mean anything. That's the
I think
point.
That's the point. I think it adds to the tragedy of what's happened, and it also reflects on Trammell Tillman's character, the head of damage control, whose name currently escapes me.
Guy from Severance.
Yes, I know. Thank you. I know who Trammell Tillman is. No, but like him like being repeatedly asked, "What's VMAX?" Right, and then him responding, being like, "I no idea what that is. It means nothing to me," right? And then, but to Jean, it's everything. And then when she gets to that point of finding out, fuck, it really is nothing, but it also is everything, because it's the last thing my sister saw before she died.
Last thing she thought.
She thought, yes, exactly. And it's just like, yeah, I think, I agree with you. I think it's a brilliant choice to do that. Yeah. But anyway, we'll maybe talk more about that little ending there later on. Bill Metzger, that's the name of Trammell Tillman's character, the head of damage control. Yes. Cool. Mike, do you have any what are other thoughts on Jean Grey being in the film here? Do you have? I know you've mentioned a bit already, but is there anything else with her you want to discuss?
Yeah, I like her that she's like a runaway teenager. And it being like the first stepping stones when it comes to like X-Men proper. I do like the fact that it does. I do like it being like a stepping stone towards the X-Men. But some of my criticism is like, oh, why don't you just have the X-Men being the X-Men and this being more of a Spider-Man story? I mean, certain people like have a problem with that sort of aspect. It's like, no, and they got annoyed with this sort of rogues gallery sort of montage at the start. It's like, why don't we have like a character from the rogues gallery being the main villain? I get it because they were going for a more grounded Spider-Man film, because the other ones were very very like, oh, the whole world's going to collapse because of stuff, especially the last one. But because they were going off what was happening with the MCU so far, with like everything was like Tony Stark's fault, basically. Where you got the first movie, it's because of damage control being funded by Tony Stark, and then you got the Vulture. He has his grievances with Tony Stark. You got Mysterio. I was going to say Mephisto, but that's wrong. Mysterio being a former employer of Tony Stark, and then having everything because of Tony Stark, and after Tony Stark's death, it's all leading towards Tony Stark. And I kind of like the fact that now it's his own story. And people are saying, oh, it's not really a Spider-Man story because the villain isn't going for Spider-Man. That Jean Grey is actually going for damage control and stuff like that. I see where they're coming from, but I do like the story.
Yeah,
and I do like where it's sort of going towards. It can be both. It's the balance. It's the balance of Spider-Man, where it can be an prologue, which is the one at the prologue's at the
prologue
end.
is
epilogue.
before.
Yeah, epilogue to X-Men, as well as being a very decent Spider-Man story when he's dealing with his own mental state as well as physical stature. What was I saying? We were talking about Jean Grey, sorry?
Yeah, Jean Grey.
Yeah. I liked it because it leads towards that. And I do like the fact that, the main villain is damage control. And when it comes to like a government sort of organization going rogue and being part of, still being part of like Spider-Man. I suppose it's being part of Spider-Man since the beginning. I do like the fact that it's actually a going on sort of thing when it comes to it. And even from the previous movie, it was all to do with Spider-Man being revealed and then damage control going after Spider-Man, and it's still that thing. I mean,
just on damage control, I don't have too much to say about them other than the fact that I'm kind of a little tired of organizations that are supposed to be good actually turning out to be bad, and B, it was really obvious as well that it was going to go that way, considering like as soon as I saw like, when Spidey's been given the tour by Metzger, I saw the hand, and then Peter like kind of like went, whoa. I was like, well, there's no way that if they're employing the hand and they're like suddenly learn to error their ways, I'm like, there's no way that that damage control is on the level. So it was the weakest part of the film for me. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on damage control quickly, or not really?
With that, people do have a problem with now the hands actually being the Piketons. They're a hired gun. I suppose that doesn't really make sense, because considering what they've sort of established with the Daredevil side of it, and no Daredevil, but still Punisher.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was more preoccupied with the other story, and I think the damage control side of it was sort of an afterthought until everything is
Yeah.
sort of fitting into place. I still think damage control has a lot more to do, but maybe on the other side of Secret Wars.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And then, organizations, Friends of Humanity.
Yeah.
That's going to be a thing.
That'll be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's whatever happens in Daredevil, I guess.
Yeah. Indeed. Speaking of Daredevil, as you just mentioned, Punisher is in this movie.
Yes.
Which I got a big kick out of, and just mostly for the fact that, like, in real life, John Bernthal and Tom Holland are really good friends because they've been working together in various projects over the past 10 or so years.
I did not know that.
Yeah. They're like really good mates.
Until all the sort of press tour juncture doing a thing, it was like, that's kind of neat. And it does like, sorry, taking the reins here, but it does make sense when you watch these two. They click really, really well, and I love the fact that it's already been established. It's not, hey, we're learning new stuff. It's like, nah, it's already been established. I really like that. That is, there's no lead to it. Get to the fucking monkey,
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they've like went up for Spider-Man and Punisher at the same time, and that story. It's like, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it worked. It worked really, really well. Like I think that I agree with you. The decision to have their relationship introduced in this film as like an established relationship is it makes so much more sense to do it that way, and it just felt really natural. And then just the constant references to the Staten Island incident and the Punisher like being so annoyed that Spider-Man keeps bringing it up and all of that, like, you owe me and all this. And I really loved the sequence when Spider-Man and MJ arrive at like at the ship bunker thing where Punisher lives, and then they just start yelling at Zendaya about the Staten Island thing, and then it was so funny. Like, it was just great. And then, like, for it to kind of, their relationship to kind of come to this like nice new place by the end of the film.
Yeah.
That the scene in the hospital where, like, Punisher starts crying and then Peter calls him out on it and laughs, and they both share a laugh together. And then the fact that Frank's like, I've got a plan for getting you out of here. And then he just lets Peter walk out, and then he pretends to be Spider-Man from the hospital window. That was very funny. I like that a lot. Two things about Punisher in this film. I was worried about how he would fit in, given how much more mature of a character he is in terms of just the content that we've had with him so far. Very violent, lots of adult language and all of that. I was wondering how it would fit into a sort of a Spider-Man world, but I think even on second viewing, I was like, no, this is fine. This works. It doesn't really feel out of place too much. And then the other thing was like, we watched the Punisher special a couple of months ago. None of us really liked it. Sadly, it didn't really do much for me. And yeah, because especially because we were like, well, he's going to be in Spider-Man after this. How is everything connected? I'm like, you literally don't need to watch that special. It's completely pointless. It's completely irrelevant. I'm so annoyed about it now that it's like not wasted my time, but like, I wanted it to be good because I enjoy the Punisher TV show and I like John Bernthal. So and the fact that he was like involved creatively in the making of it, I was like, this is going to be great. And then it just did not hit the mark for me the way that they wanted it to. And then it meant nothing going into Spider-Man. Like, okay, sure. It's fine. This is fine. Yeah. And again, just quickly too, the Hulk scene with Punisher was very funny. Because it also made me think of like how Yelena Belova's telling Peter Parker about big potatoes and small potatoes, and then Peter like says to Frank, "What the hell are you doing here? This is the Hulk. This is way above your pay grade." I'm like, oh, even smaller potatoes, you know. I thought that was pretty great. How did you think the Punisher fit in here, Mike? Did you enjoy seeing Frank Castle and Peter Parker together?
I really liked it. Having the sort of dynamic that you see Punisher and Daredevil have, and having the grounds people from New York sort of scenario, I really enjoyed it, and I think it worked for me, because he's effing and blinding and killing people, but I did enjoy him sort of slotting within, because he is a nutcase, and he's like a rabid dog, and no one particularly likes him. Because he has that mantra. It's like, no, we got to do this. It's like, well, what's the point? And it still has, and it still has that within the Spider-Man universe. And when Peter is finding sort of like a safe haven for MJ, and then the Home Alone sort of tricks in to happen, is like, oh, we're at Frank's place. As like I twigged, it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. And then it's old married couple, and with the ending of Frank accidentally taking out Peter, I think it was a little bit heavy-handed of it, especially when Frank's like coming in. It's like, that's from a panel. It's from Secret Wars. Secret Wars? No. Or no, it's from Civil War. With the Punisher holding the arms of Peter, and I think I'm still not too sure about it. I think, but having the scene after of Peter waking up sort of is a good tie of the bow of there. But isn't the Punisher like an actual villain to people? Why is he walking into a hospital just as is?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because
that's fair.
Maybe because he had Peter, I guess, and Spider-Man's like a huge hero now, and he's been established as New York's hero. I guess. I think it was fun, and just, I don't know, one and done, very good. Don't know where you go from here, but I do want to see more of them. I mean, it's kind of weird because it was the same week. Oasis, God, Odyssey came out as well, and it was the same dynamic.
Yeah,
a little bit, but different time. And I do enjoy the fact that they actually know each other, and they've been working together so long. Spider-Man and the Odyssey with Peter Parker and Zendaya and all of them.
And John Bernthal.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, in terms of other characters that show up and somehow still manage to fit into the film, Bruce Banner, the Hulk, is also here.
And finally, Savage Hulk, back.
Yeah. We're back, baby.
Haven't seen you since last Avengers movie.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since we've seen that version of the Hulk. I really liked seeing Peter go to Bruce for advice, for help, and like the fact that Banner is just teaching at school, at university, is just quite good, but and kind of funny. I mean, I feel like I would get frustrated if I was him, but the fact that like all the students are just asking him about Avengers stuff, or like doing Hulk smash references is just like, oh my god. Like he even says like I do have to teach physics at some point. Uh, but he just I think he just seems to embrace it and deal with it and live with it. I mean, I guess that's that whole point of him, even though he's wearing an inhibitor bracelet thing, like, you know, he has to still kind of keep it calm, keep it happy. Yeah. So but no, that was fun. That was good. And then, you know, just I love the way like like nerds in movies, like smart people in movies, when they recognize each other and then they just light up and like they can talk. Like immediately Bruce was on to Peter as soon as like Peter started, you know, speaking in all the scientific jargon and like oh, okay, this kid means business. I can have an intelligent conversation with him and he knows what I'm talking about. Like I love that kind of like recognition that he has on his face and stuff. But then also the wise advice of like, maybe you should learn to embrace, you know, because I'm sure he knows that Ned is talking about himself in terms of the inhibitor he's trying to build. But I did kind of, I mean, it's kind of interesting too that he would be like, maybe maybe these changes are a good thing, coming from him who like is currently, we don't actually have it fully explained why he has the inhibitor bracelet thing on, because like I think last time we saw him he was more Professor Hulk. Like I think we haven't seen him since She-Hulk. I think that was the last time, right? And that was like 3-4 years ago.
As Professor Hulk, yeah.
He was Professor Hulk then, so we don't really get an explanation as to why he's, you know, he's done this to himself, and why there's a genuine fear of like, if I don't wear this bracelet, you better run. So I found that really kind of interesting and would like to know more. Hopefully they say there's some throwaway dialogue lines in Doomsday about it. I don't know. Yeah, so interesting that he would tell Peter to embrace these changes, but he's also fighting against them himself. I don't know. It's interesting.
I mean,
yeah.
Sorry, with the possible explanation of Savage Hulk coming back, I think maybe because his brain was taken over by Jean, and Jean gets to learn like the history, like your own memories.
Yeah.
As you used to be like this. I'm going to do this. So
yeah, no, that part made sense. I just mean more like, why is he wearing it at all? And I mean, I guess we do see him be normal-ish Hulk before he goes full Savage Hulk, right?
Yeah.
So
I think
I think know.
Convenience. I mean,
maybe easy to get through the world.
Easy to get through the world.
Yeah.
You know, what's the word? It's part of the queer community where you need to like,
you can pass as something.
Yeah, pass as something.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find, like, you know, a pair of pants that actually fit.
Yeah, there's also that. He's probably tired of wrecking his
going to big and small
too. Yeah.
Big and tall.
No. Yeah. No, that's so fair. Well, I know you already touched on it a bit, but we want to talk about the inhibitor chip that you know, Peter goes on to build after he talks to Bruce, and the implications. Was there anything else you wanted to say about that, or did we get it all out before?
I think we got it all out.
Okay,
cool. It's the start of you know,
yeah,
things to come.
Things to come. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we just kind of talk about maybe sort of the ending, like the Jean sort of going, like we said, sort of semi-Phoenix mode. But I really like that they were able to find a way to incorporate Aunt May into the film, without undoing any of the, you know, the tragedy of her death in the previous film. And I didn't notice it on first viewing, but on second viewing, I realized what the context of the scene, this conversation she has with Peter, where it's like right after Tony Stark gives him like the suit, the new Peter suit,
and
the new
then
Spider-Man
Aunt May
suit.
in the back going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It's the
literally
scene
right
after that.
It's after that. Yeah. Because you can also see the brown paper bag on the floor. That's handwritten by Tony Stark. So I thought that was really sweet. But then it was just a really beautiful scene, like for Peter to keep this memory close, and like when Jean Grey tries to go into his mind, that's the first thing she sees. Like the fact that this conversation he has with May is always at the forefront of his mind, clearly, and what he's doing. And then, it's an emotional scene just to, when we see it as Peter, and it plays out, not fully, but it plays out for the most part as has Peter, as Spider-Man. But then, like, they really bring it home when, we get to see Jean Grey sitting there with Aunt May, and, she's giving the same speech, and everything kind of hits the same way.
Taking Peter's place.
Yeah. And I definitely got emotional the first time, but I actually started tearing up the second time watching it, because it's just like, oh my God, like she's sitting there listening to these words being spoken, and she's hearing them from, like, the person that Peter misses the most, the person that meant the most to him, who's gone. And then, like, she's just lost her sister, so that grief is fresh in her mind. And I feel like you can see the way that she's looking at May and hearing everything, and just having that moment of like, oh my God, Peter, I feel what you've suffered, and like they have that moment of recognition where, like, I'm sorry about your aunt, and I'm sorry about your sister, kind of thing, that little, like, I love, putting Jean in Peter's place, but then having it ring true for her. I think it was just so beautiful and powerful, and just the words that May is saying about, like, you must remember that, you're special, but we love you not because you're special, but because of, how you're just, you're just wonderful, and you need to remember that, you have people that love you, and we love you so much, and that's something you need to carry with you. And hello, he's clearly carrying that with him, and it's just, so I was definitely crying a little bit the second time. And then some people compared it to the ending of Thunderbolts as well. Like, some people were saying that it's very similar to how Yelena and Sentry have that, the fight, the big fight in the film doesn't end with, a portal in the sky sort of thing. It's like this emotionally grounded conversation about mental health and everything, and then now we have it sort of again here. And I think it works. It's fine. I think it's great, and I think movies should do it. These kinds of movies should do it more often. It shouldn't just be about blowing shit up and stuff. Like, making these characters relatable is important, and it's why superheroes exist in the first place. Like, these comic book characters are created to be allegories for real life and everything, and it's so good to see it when they do it in the movies as well. So yeah, I think the ending is great. Like, Peter having this moment of recognizing that he needs to be who he is, and that is both Peter and Spider-Man. And maybe one day things will be good for him and MJ and Ned, and, like, so who knows. But yeah, and then Jean is obviously going to go off to the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters.
She's going upstate.
She's going upstate, that's for sure. Yeah, Mike, tell us your thoughts on the ending, and how these like really emotional scenes with Jean and Aunt May, like, how did it all work for you?
Yeah, I'll just add on to it. Like, it's the acceptance of a parental figure, where and yeah, there's only like, going back first movie, only a handful of people knew who Peter Parker was as Spider-Man, and the only one, like, outside of that was Ned, and then Aunt May. Aunt May would have been a lot different than Ned, because Ned, best friend, it's like, oh, that's cool, you're Peter. I mean, it's sort of superficial in a way, but with this one, it's the person that brought you up. It's finding the acceptance from someone that brought you up, who loves you unconditionally, and I can definitely see sort of the parallels with that with Jean, because we also find out that because of her sister and her fight trying to find her sister, as well as her, and they do specify her mother not being a mother out there, so that could also be a thing as well, of having like a motherly sort of figure saying, accepting who you are as well, like having that would be adding to Jean trying to say, okay, I can sort of let my feelings go towards my actual mother. There will be other people out there who can be a substitution for that, and also finding like a parent, not necessarily blood related, but a substitution for that. And so she's finding that, and that could definitely lead to Xavier and all that. I mean, knowing what we know, Xavier wasn't really the best guardian as well. So
no, definitely not.
But humble beginnings with that. And I can definitely see that within my own thing, like being a parent myself and having those sort of thoughts of, oh, how can I be a parent when I only had my mum and dad out of the picture? So how would I be a dad? I looked at other inspirations as well. So I can definitely see Jean doing that as well. Because essentially she is by herself now, just like Peter. And then she sees Peter. It's like, oh well, yeah, I've been in his head. He's fucked up, but he makes it work in a way, and I've seen that happen. So I can just follow that path. I don't necessarily need to live up to other people's standards. I can just live up to my own. And yeah I do concur. Not every superhero film needs to have like the big Acts 3, the big portal in the sky, the big CGI fight. You know, you don't need that every day, but it definitely is called for this particular movie. And we've had that so many times with this Spider-Man. I mean, we did have a portal in the sky last time. And we had a big CGI fight in the second one, and the third one I can't remember. So he lifts up buildings. There you go. No, essentially that was like a big dogfight in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, overall, I did like the sort of mellow, sort of coming to terms sort of way. I will add. Oh, what was I thinking as well? It was also another emotional thing, but we'll probably talk about that now, I guess, with the relationship that MJ and Parker have now.
Yeah. We haven't really touched much on this. So obviously one of the heartbreaking things in this film is, Peter struggling to live without MJ and Ned, especially MJ, and we talked a bit about the earlier scene, the possession scene, but then there's obviously that moment where MJ finds the letter and reads it, and I really loved how the scene played out. Like, she didn't lose her shit at him or anything. She was obviously disappointed and a little upset by it, but she didn't resent him. The conversation just kind of came to the conclusion of, yeah, okay, you love me, but I'm so sorry, I don't know you, I don't love you, and she didn't hold that against him or herself. She was just like, I don't you know, whatever happened, and this is where we find ourselves, you know. But it was nice. Like, that scene was really great in terms of, you know, the performances from Tom and Zendaya, but like just the two characters finally being able to have that moment of Peter being able to fully come clean about who he is, and sort of what happened a bit, and yeah. But then I also really love that, like, you know, that moment where they're, you know, they're swinging back to her place, and we just get basically just this silence between them, and then, you know, but then she didn't have to invite him up. Like, there was nothing that said she had to, but I thought it was really sweet of her to just be like, do you want to come up and say hi to Ned? Like, even if it doesn't mean anything to him, it'll mean something to you, kind of thing. And I thought that was really sweet. And you know, going up and seeing them, the three of them interact together, and like, it just really felt like old times, and like having, I lost my shit. They started quoting Lord of the Rings at each other. I'm like, I'm so happy right now.
Bunch of fucking nerds.
Yeah, fucking nerds, hey. That was so fun. And then, like, for Peter to then, like, you know, after Ned leaves the room, like, and Jay's like, you guys really do look like best friends. And she shows him the you know, the drawing, and like, I remembered, oh my god, MJ draws stuff. Like, she does that in all the other films, and we haven't really referenced any of that until now. But then, like, just Peter saying to her, like, this is the happiest I've been in forever. Like, and it's just this small moment between three people. Like, it doesn't have to be anything super life changing. It's just like, you know, a couple of nerds building Lego together and bonding, and, you know, yeah, it was really great. And then, yeah, like, sort of leaving on a note of maybe something will happen, you know, especially with Ned at the end, you know, like, instinctively somehow remembering the handshake. But I kind of took his clicking it, like, the way he says Peter is more of a, oh, you're Spider-Man, not as you're my best friend that I'm remembering. I don't think that's what they were doing. I think it was, oh, you're Peter, like the Peter that MJ named as Spider-Man. Yeah. So
I think
it was good.
Just on that, I think that's up to interpretation, really. There's a lot of takes on that.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
Some people will say, well, considering Ned is magical, he knows how to use the sling ring, so
he does. Yeah, that's right.
Maybe that's part of it as well. That it's more to do with that character and what Ned's going to get up to. Maybe.
Yeah, because he's evil in the comics, isn't he?
Oh, they say that, but you know. He turns into Hobgoblin. We can't wait for Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
I doubt.
Yeah. Spider-Man, brand new villain.
Well,
yeah.
Considering the other one is all to do with home. This one's about day, night.
It could be day, it could be new.
Day, night, dawn.
Oh yeah, that could work.
Yeah. Dawn of Spider-Man.
The Dawn of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Miles Morales, maybe. I don't know.
Miles Morales. Mike, you have thoughts on MJ and Ned you want to speak on?
Yeah. Well, I've said my piece with Ned. I mean, always near friend, and he's learning to have that friend back, so that's good. But
yeah.
I really, really enjoyed what they did with MJ and Peter, and how emotionally mature it is, especially that scene of, and it is heartbreaking, of loving someone and then them shenanigans happen and they don't love you back. And yeah, it was just a gut punch, and I think it's a gut punch that was deserved. It's like the Gamora and Star-Lord sort of thing happening.
Same thing.
But I kind of like this better in a way.
Yeah. That's fair.
Because she knows. I think with the the swinging back to the apartment, it's sort of like a really depressing sort of scene.
Yeah.
Of these people aren't going to be in each other's lives anymore, and now that Peter has a weird closure for that because, you know, he was hoping upon hope that one day I'll tell her and then things are going to fall into place. But no, you're not really thinking about the other person, really. And I suppose then he sort of confesses that I did kiss you and all that thing. And I think MJ is saying, well, I'm thinking about the other person as well because Ned was a friend as well, so I can't really, you know, exclude Peter for that spec because you know maybe something will happen. Maybe she's thinking out loud for them to have a sort of a relationship or a rekindle in a way, and that's why she sort of drawn Peter without the mask. If you with that drawing,
and because she could also I guess maybe she would be a hypocrite if she didn't invite him up as well, considering like one of the things she says to him back at Frank's home base is like, you should have told me, like I have a right to know about all of this involves me and stuff, and so like her having that mentality also makes sense for her to invite Peter up because she, as you just said, like, you know, Ned's a part of this and Ned is her, you know, her best friend and Peter's best friend, and I'm sure he not only would want to know but, you know, has a right to be a part of this as well. So
yeah,
that makes sense too.
It's where the cards lie. I mean,
yeah,
she was probably thinking, it was like, why didn't you tell me like the day of
yeah leaving? You came into the coffee shop, like she remembered the coffee shop, the cafe, like the donut shop. Like,
it was
crazy.
the pride that got in the way. It's like, I need to suffer.
No. Oh no.
But yeah,
good stuff.
I really enjoyed the sort of quote unquote breakup, as it were. So their relationship can form somewhere else. I mean,
maybe they'll reconnect down the line. We don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think they should do that.
I'm okay if they don't. I mean, I'm open to whatever they want to do with the characters.
I think there's going to be a lot of legwork to actually do that, to rekindle something. I mean, Peter will forever love MJ. I understand that.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to move on, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's, in every relationship, one of us has a lie. That's not a working relationship.
Yeah, not exactly.
But, you know, Black Cat.
Hey, yeah, let's get Black Cat in here.
Yeah, we haven't had Black Cat. Well, an actual Black Cat.
No.
We've had hints. But
yes, we've had hints.
And people
but
playing
outright.
But not as Black Cat. And even,
yes, indeed.
Who knows?
Who knows? All right. I think I'm done. I don't have anything else I want to touch on. You have anything else you need to say?
Yeah, Spider-Man Returns in space.
Yeah, in space. He's in space somewhere.
People are saying, it's Toby. He's in space.
Well, I mean, I kind of subscribe to the theory that it could be, you know, an alternate Spider-Man. Considering we're probably getting an incursion of some kind in Doomsday, maybe. So,
but the thing is, people up there need to see Spider-Man, have the app, be out in space. Who can that be? Because it's a spotter. It's not necessarily a tracker, as it were.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Or maybe they probably just didn't need it. In a way.
Yeah, maybe they didn't even need to do that because, the reaction to that post-credit scene has not been positive.
It's like,
whatever.
Spider-Man will return. Yeah, we know.
Spider-Man will return. Yeah, okay. And water is wet.
Yeah. But which version? Wow.
Oh. Who's it going to be? Okay.
According to leaks.
Keep your secrets. Okay.
Okay, then keep your secrets. Yeah, I get the reference.
Good.
With the dragon, I was barely involved.
And
I destroyed half of San Francisco. That's a leak spoiler.
Oh, okay, great.
Anyway.
Okay, let's wrap it up, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Excellent. Alrighty. Those were our thoughts on Spider-Man Brand New Day. The fourth Peter Parker Tom Holland iteration. There will be more at some point. We don't know what that's going to be. Hopefully. We'll see where Spider-Man will pop up. But until then, that is it. And that is all. And nothing else for our show. We're also done with the show today. That's it.
Yeah.
Wrapped up in a neat little bow. Let's get out of here.
Forest Blue is in it as well.
Yeah, she was. Yes, I did mention her a couple of times.
Yeah.
She was fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. I love her. I love her to bits.
I do like her.
Yeah.
She's always a pleasure when watching movies.
Yes.
I didn't mind her in Oppenheimer as well, as the other woman.
Yeah, she's just a great actress, Florence Pugh. She really is. Have you seen Midsommar?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I know of it.
She's insanely good in that. It's mental.
Yeah.
It's such a good film. It's fucked up, but it's a great movie. Anyway, Gold Leader.
Yay.
Let's get out of here.
Let's
a one,
get out.
a two, a three,
And
that was a
podcast
podcast
called
Fred. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky for the latest Fred content.
If you like to listen to Fred the Alien, you can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. If you like to watch Fred the Alien, you can head on over to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Fred the Alien Productions. And if you're watching the stream right now, give us a follow on Twitch. And if you're on the YouTube, hit the bell icon so you can keep you up to date with all the stuff that we do here at Fred.
I've been a Kendall Richardson.
And I've been the Harry McClary Michael Lister. I need a haircut.
and
you just experienced a podcast called Fred.
Remember to look after yourself. Latest Gators.
Remember to eat beef.
Remember to eat beef. And